What's up YouTube, it's Amina, and today I'm coming at you with another highly requested video for how to transition. So I know that I've already done a handful of transitioning videos, so how I personally transitioned and also just my top 10 tips on how to get started. So I know I've mentioned it in some other videos, but a lot of you have been asking, how do I get started? I've decided that I want to do it, but I'm just kind of confused on where to begin. So I wanted to share a couple of ways that I think would be the best way to get started. So that's what products you want to use, what hairstyles to start playing around with, and then some additional tips to make sure that you stay on the right track and can hold yourself accountable to have a successful transitioning journey. So let's get into it. All right. One of the biggest questions to get started is, what products do I use? Now, I know that I did my curly hair favorites, and that whole list of recommendations was great for both naturals and transitioners. But obviously you don't want to just go out to Target or the beauty supply store and pick up a slew of products. So I wanted to make my recommendations for best ones to get started. So kind of a transitioner 101 starter kit. So to get started, I would first make sure that you have as many all-natural ingredients as you can get your hands on. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, this doesn't mean that you have to spend a ton of money. So I'll show you some of my favorite natural products that I first got just to kind of start out as I was kind of easing into transitioning. Two products that I mentioned in my curly hair favorites for shampoo and conditioner was this Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle line. So each of these are $3.99. which is absolutely amazing. If you go to your local Trader Joe's, you can find these in their hair and skin section, and they actually have a lot of really great all-natural products, but these use all-natural ingredients, so this really helps you cleanse and clarify your scalp. You're making sure that you're putting in quality ingredients into your hair, and that's really gonna create a nice base and foundation to get started. If you have some other ones that you personally like a little bit better, stick with those, as long as they do not have sulfates in them. One thing that you want to steer clear of when you're starting to go natural is making sure that you're not stripping your hair of the essential oils that it needs. So obviously you still want to have some kind of cleanser that's going to give you a bit of a lather to clear any buildup off of your scalp, but you want to make sure that those don't have those cleansing agents called sulfates that are really going to dry out your hair. Anytime I use a sulfate product, I always regret it, and I can always tell immediately when I put it in my hair, because it gives your hair that like dry, weird, like it kind of feels like there's almost a residue that your hair is being stripped of the oil, and in turn feels a little bit naked, and that's not a good thing. So staying away from sulfate products is super important to make sure that you're putting the right things into your hair for that great foundation for healthy transitioning hair. I would recommend a good deep conditioner. You don't have to invest in a big crazy deep conditioner if you don't want to. Make sure to check out my curly hair favorites if you're looking for a good deep conditioner to get into, but the TGIN Honey Miracle Mask, once I found this, I was like, say no more, this is my deep conditioner. So I definitely recommend getting a good deep conditioner and doing it once a week at the very least to help really restore your hair and just get that health going. So I wanted to talk about my favorite cream styler and also my favorite hair gel, and you've seen these in other videos too, but I wanted to cover why these are such great products and why I would choose them first over some others. So Shea Moisture's Curl Enhancing Smoothie is an awesome product, and why I really liked it is because it helps you with any kind of style that you're going for. So in the beginning, and I'll talk about what hairstyles to go for a little bit later, but this product is really great for twist outs and flexi rod sets. You can use it for bantu knots, for perm rod sets, any kind of rod styling that you're doing. This is a great product that's going to help you hold it, and all of the ingredients here are really good for the hair. Of course, there are plenty of other ones out there, but this is kind of a staple item that most curly girls have. You can ask around, and this is just gonna get really great reviews every time. This may not work for some people, but I actually haven't really heard of anyone who said bad things about this product. The next styler that I would recommend is getting a nice hair gel that has mostly natural ingredients, if not all natural. So the Garnier Fructis Pure Clean Gel is one that I definitely used for the first probably 6 months of my transitioning journey, because all of the ingredients in here are really great. It's meant to give you that really clean, pure, clean feel to your hair. So it's not flaky, it's not tacky, and it just has really, really good ingredients. It's 98% derived, so this is a great one to check out. And then of course there is the Eco Styler Gel, which is another really great option and has good ingredients in there as well. So either one of them I would really say is a good one to use. Why would you want to use a hair gel? This is going to help you reinforce whatever kind of styles that you're doing too. So of course you use the cream, but it's going to need a little bit more of that kick to hold those styles in place. I'm talking with my hands a lot, I'm sorry, I'm excited about this. So having a gel is going to help you lock those styles in. So when you're putting your hair around a rod, it's gonna need something that's gonna give it that extra stick. And when you take it out, it needs to have that extra hold that's going to maintain that style for a week or however long you're able to wear it. So having a good gel is key. After washing my hair, what was really important to make sure I was doing was locking in all of that moisture. So what's really important is having a good leave-in conditioner and an oil that you can count on to help seal all of that, because when you're transitioning, your hair is very fragile. There's a line of demarcation that we call where the curly hair is growing out of your hair, but the straight hair that's hanging off of it, where those two connect, is very weak. So you want to make sure that you're moisturizing it as much as possible, because otherwise if that mark starts to get a little bit dry or more frail and you're not feeding it the ingredients that it really craves, then it's going to start breaking. And I'm not saying that all of your hair is going to fall off overnight, but the weaker that attachment is, the more likely you are to be susceptible to breakage. So making sure that you're putting in a leave-in conditioner after you wash your hair is really, really important. I found this one online from a company called Anu Naturals or Eau Rebelle. I'm not really sure which one they're going by right now, but I will link it down below. They make all natural products, and I really like supporting small businesses if I can, and so I went onto their website and found all of these really great products that they produced. So I purchased their leave-in conditioner and also their carrot seed oil. And that oil was so bomb. Having something like that that's just going to provide that super, super rich lock of moisture is really, really important. Now, if you don't want to go online for your products, obviously I have some recommendations that I made for a good leave-in conditioner and oil. Both of these leave-in conditioners, pretty in pink, and they are amazing. This new Jane Carter leave-in conditioner makes your hair so, so easy to detangle, and so does the Kinky Curly Knot Today. This product by Jane Carter smells absolutely amazing, and I just started using it, but I am a huge fan. So if you want to check this one out, I definitely recommend it. Oil, oil, oil. I feel like I say it all the time, but oil is so important for your hair. And it's basically the one thing that's gonna seal everything all together and help you hold on to your moisture throughout the week. So I like to use the Talia Wajid, is another really good one that you can buy in stores. Grapeseed oil is a great one to use. If your hair likes coconut oil, try that out. Just kind of give some different oils a try, but I would do it one at a time because they can get a little bit expensive. So if you find one that you really like at the grocery store or something like that, I would try the all natural oils at first. They do a great job and you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. Another question that I get a lot is, what hairstyle should I start wearing once I stop straightening my hair? I have no idea what to do with my hair. And that's a great question. That took me a little bit of time to kind of perfect and figure out what was best for me. But what I ended up starting out doing my styling with, because I had so much heat damage, and this is great for you if you truly are just starting your transitioning journey and breaking away from heat, you have so much straight hair that's not going to get curly at that point because it's so damaged. But what you can take advantage of when you want to keep that length and show off your hair and wear it down is you can do all kinds of styles that are going to look really, really smooth because that hair is still straight. So that's Bantu knots, flexi rods, perm rods, twist outs. We can kind of play around with that, but I would wait until a little bit later. I would mostly stay in that range of those first three styles that I mentioned because those are really going to help show off your length, show off the texture that you have while you're kind of in this in-between stage, and they're really, really beautiful styles to wear. But flexi rods and Bantu knots are the best places to start. So just be respectful of the process and know that this is just gonna take some time. Trial and error is the best way to find out what your most bomb hairstyle is. So if you do a style and you're like, oh my gosh, this turned out so horribly, try it again. If you still hate it, maybe try something else, and then you can come back to it once you kind of figure out what your hair is responding well to. Your hair almost becomes like another person that you're in a relationship with. And some days it's gonna be your best friend, and some days it's just gonna get on your nerves and you're like, I can't, I'm just gonna put you in a bun because you're not acting right today. But that's just curly hair. And then you learn to love it. So the more that you kind of foster and invest in that relationship with the time and just learning more about it, the easier it's going to get, and the more you can coexist, and then you can become friends. Somebody also asked what brushes to use. I don't know if that's relevant to everybody's questioning for what kind of products or tools to use, but I think that it is good to know what you should have in your arsenal to kind of help you get through this transitioning journey. So I have 2 brushes and 2 combs that I would recommend. The first one that I would recommend is getting one of these Denman brushes. So this brush is honestly, it's a knockoff. I don't recommend getting the name brand necessarily of any kind of tool like this. I ended up getting this one for like $5 at the beauty supply store. One thing that I saw a lot of people doing online is actually disassembling this and taking out the few rows in between so you have these gaps. So this is a really great detangling brush that I really liked using in the shower when I was raking through either my deep conditioner or my regular conditioner. And it just kind of helps clump your hair together in curls once it does start kind of curling up. But just as having a detangling tool, this is definitely a great one to use. And then my second favorite brush that I love to use for any kind of protective styling that I'm doing, whether I'm putting my hair up in a bun or half up, half down bun, or if I just want to slick these baby hairs down, I don't have baby hair, slick the edges down, is using one of these brushes. It really helps just give you a very nice smooth look. So if you don't have one of these, you can also get these even from Walmart, beauty supply store, for just a few dollars. And they're wood, they're really easy to travel with or pop in your purse. So this is definitely a great product to have on deck. The 2 combs that I would recommend are having one of these little skinny fine tooth, rat tail comb, whatever you want to call it. I loved having this because it helps you part your hair when you're doing any kind of style. And then for the rod sets or any kind of low manipulation style, you want to make sure that those are nice and smooth. So you're gonna use one of these to really comb through to make sure that there are no knots or any kind of little bumps in your hair. You want to make sure that it's as smooth as you could possibly get it to wrap it around the rod and get a bomb rod set once you take it out. And then last but not least, the handy dandy pick. I do not know how many of these things that I have laying around. I feel like I lose them or I don't have them when I need them, so I'll go pick up another one. So these are great to have even before your hair is naturally curly, because when you're doing the rod sets and getting these fake it till you make it curls, you want to fluff that up, because having curls lay flat down on your head when it would look better just to add a little bit of volume. Having these are really great to pick at the roots, because when you're doing rod sets, they are kind of clumping together at the top. It's fine, it's normal, but these are great to have. To follow up from the deep conditioning note and what tools that I would like to have around when transitioning is definitely one of these Hot Heads deep conditioning caps. You've seen it in a few of my videos already, but this product is so great for helping you deep condition your hair, or even when you're doing a hot oil treatment, anything like that. What you're doing is you're opening the pores of your hair a little bit more when there's heat added to it, and it's able to just kind of soak that up. So it's really, really important to use some kind of heating device, whether it's the Hot Heads deep conditioning cap, or if it's one of those foil caps that you can get from Sally's, or even if it's a hot towel. Any of those will work, and that's really, really going to help you keep that hydration. I almost forgot this, so glad that I didn't. A lot of you have been asking me, how should I start trimming my hair? I don't want to look bald-headed, which there is nothing wrong with short hair. I love the TWA, the little teeny weeny afros. We've all seen those chicks that can rock a low fade and look amazing, but let's be honest, that does not apply to all of us, and not all of us are ready to let go of our length because maybe it wouldn't complement our faces as well, or maybe some of us, like myself, have a little bit of a big head. So if that's the case, don't be afraid to slowly trim away at your hair. You do not have to jump into a big chop or a mini chop, but it's so important that you trim your hair as much as possible. I'm talking either once a month or every 2 months. I would take a look at your hair, and you can just do what's called dusting. So what you're doing there is you're taking a look at your split ends and you're just trimming those off. Now you may have some sections of hair that are a little healthier than others, so if that's the case, you can leave those alone for now, but what you really want to focus in on is those split ends that are going to hold back your progress. Now the benefit of dusting your hair and doing lighter trims rather than just doing those huge like 1 inch, 2 inch trims that are definitely noticeable is that when you're doing the dusting, people aren't really going to be able to tell that you're trimming your hair. A lot of people ask me how I was able to keep my length while transitioning because it didn't really seem like my hair got any shorter, and that's just because I was trimming so consistently. But because of that, and because I was doing such tiny trims, as my hair was growing out, it wasn't splitting or breaking upwards, so I was still able to maintain that length without having to do those big chops. So I know a lot of you might be a little bit nervous to go to a salon or find a stylist that you trust. So if that's the case, and if you feel comfortable trimming your hair, I recommend doing that. I have not let anybody cut my hair or touch my hair for 2 years, or maybe a little bit longer than that now. You can either do that when your hair is slightly damp, or if you want it to dry and then just take a look at it in the light, that's the best time to trim your hair because that's when you're really going to see the light peeking through the damaged hair and those split ends. Like I said in my transitioning tips video, make sure that you stay patient within this process. This is definitely a journey, and I know that there's a lot of things that you're going to be learning as you go along with your hair journey, but just remaining faithful to the process and remembering what your whole goal of this is really going to help keep you on track. Do not cave and use any heat during this journey if you can help it, because that will slow you down in your process. But there are so many amazing natural hairstyles out there that you can play around with that are really fun and just kind of give you a little bit more freedom to express yourself and to see where your curls can go and what they can do. So have fun with it, and definitely just be patient throughout this process, and it is 100% worth it. Alright guys, well I think that pretty much covers everything that I have been asked as of late, but make sure to leave comments below if you have any other questions that pop up. I'm sure that there are some that I missed, so either feel free to write me on Instagram or down below, and I will definitely be able to help you guys out with whatever information that you're looking for. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. I will talk to you guys soon.